Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we are going to focus on this pattern. This is a rose bouquet. So what we have here is a multiple of ideas that are all come together. We're going to have our main flower that you can see I just did them in 3 different colors. We're going to have the bud, the rosebud. We're going to have that. We're going to have the stem and then the leaves. So you'll need to know some basic sewing for yourself. I'm just going to show you how to make these particular pieces. Now the stem, you can see that it is a little bit stiff here. So what they've done is after the stem is made, then they insert floral wire inside, so they'll just feed it through so to give it the strength that it needs to stand on its own. Now the interesting thing about the flower, the big one itself, is that when we have it, do you see how that strand is that's pulling it together? So it tells you to gather that so that it will create this look. So when we have this done, it'll be much wider, and then we're going to gather that, and you can see that's kind of done on the back side. So without further ado, let's get ourselves started, and we're going to start off with the full flower first and use a we're going to be using what size hook today? We're a 4mm size G crochet hook, and Lily Sugar and Cream is the yarn of choice. Let's start off with the really long strand. We're going to be gathering that at the end, so you're gonna need access to that. So if you just leave it a standard little tail, it's not gonna be suffice. So just leave a long tail and start your slip knot there, and we're going to begin by chaining 4. I will tell you the first time through this flower is gonna be a bit of rough, but once you understand it, it's a lot easier. So I did 3 versions just to make sure that it wasn't rough the first time and rough the second and the third. So it's the first time through. It's just like, are you questioning things? Let's begin. We're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to insert into the starting chain and create a ring. So just pull through and through and keep the straggler on the outside, and we'll be using that straggler with the very long one to sew that in together at the end. Let's move on to round number 1. In round number 1 we're going to chain up 1, and we're going to be starting off in pairs. So we're going to start off with 2 single crochet into the ring itself. So just go 1 and 2. So 2 singles. Then you need to do 2 halves, 2 half double crochets. So 1 and 2, and then I need you to do 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2, and then finally 3 trebles at the end. So let's just wrap the hook twice and do 3 trebles. So we have 1, 2, oops, it's got to wrap that hook twice. That'll happen to everybody, so I'll leave that in the video. And one more time. So 3 trebles, and then what you're going to do then is attach it to the beginning single crochet that you started with, and that will conclude off round number 1. So you'll notice that it's kind of lopsided. That's fine. That's what we're looking for, because you do want that center to look like it's spiraling in some way, and that creates that look. Let's begin round number 2. So all the petals are made on some chain spaces that are created, but the chain space has to be behind the project. So when I was first starting this was what made it rough for me, is that I didn't quite understand. So I did figure it out. So here we go. We're going to chain up 1. So now that I chain 1, we're gonna have to concentrate on getting 5 spaces that are chain 3 each. Now after I chain 1, I want to just lean it forward and go in between the 2 single crochets and just grab a strand. So just any strand will do, and it's roughly just in between the 2 single crochets. And I'm not worried about being exact, because you don't have to be, because this is behind the project, and you're just going to slip stitch. So pull through and through. Now you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and roughly look up to where the half double crochets are, and again lean it forward and just slip stitch in a strand. I know my fingers are probably in the way, but I just go in a strand and slip. So you can see here this is 1 chain 3 space, so you need 5 of those. So you're going to chain 3, and now you're gonna go in between the double crochet spot. Again, just grab a strand there and slip stitch, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and now you're gonna go in between the trebles. And the way that I'm looking at it is that I'm just equally spacing these chain 3 spots. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 3, and do another one, so it's just after the treble. Okay, and then chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be attaching to the very first stitch that you started with. Okay, so you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that was round number 2. So round number 3, it's each one of these spaces are the same, so I'm just gonna abbreviate it for you today. So we're just going to chain 1. This is the start of the repeat, so chain 1 is the start, and then in the next chain 3 space you're going to put 5 double crochet. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but you're not done. You are then going to slip stitch in the same chain 3 space, and that pulls it around to have like a rolling up feature. So now you're going to do the repeat pattern. So chain up 1, go to the next one, and it's going to be 5 double crochets and a slip stitch, chain 1, 5 double crochets and a slip stitch, and you'll do that all the way around. This is round number 3. So just do my last one and 5 double crochets, a slip stitch into there, and then I need you to slip stitch to the first section that we started with. Okay, and so you will see the 5 petals. So do you see all this open space? That's why you're gonna gather it at the end. Let's move on to round number 4. Round number 4, we're now going to create a new chain space, which will be chaining of 5. So right where you're sitting now, you're just going to chain up 1, and you were going to single crochet in the same space that you did the slip stitch with, and therefore you'll start here. So chain 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come in between the space of the 2 petals over here, and again lean it forward and just grab a strand and slip stitch it, and then chain 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come into the next space between the petals and just find a strand and slip stitch, and I want you to do that all the way around. This is round number 4. When you come all the way around, the last one here is the 5th one, so make sure you count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the 5th, and then you just slip stitch it to the beginning single crochet that you started with, and we move on to round number 5 next. So round number 5, I'm just gonna kick you off with what the repeat is. So the repeat is chain 1, and then in the next space here you're going to do 2 double crochet first, 1 and 2, and then 4 trebles. Let's count those together. So we got 1, 2, and this is 3, and this is 4, and then 2 double crochets, but you're not done yet. So after the last 2, what do you need to do? You need to do that slip stitch. So slip it, and then you're ready to move on. So then the repeat is chain up 1, and then it's going to be 2 double crochets to start, 4 trebles, 2 double crochet, and a slip stitch, and you'll do that all the way around for round number 5. So coming all the way around, don't forget to do that slip stitch to the same last space, and then you were going to then slip it to the very first, and then we're going to move on then to round number 6. Round number 6, we're going to chain up 1, and we are going to single crochet in the same spot. Then you are going to then slip stitch it, so just right in behind. Sorry about this. We are just going to chain 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then again lean it forward, and you want to go in between the 2 petals. So just grab something in behind just to hold it, and then 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and etc. Please do this all the way around for round number 6. When you get all the way back around, you're just going to slip stitch it to where you had started. You should still have only 5 spaces that of these chain 7s that exist. You can see that in behind, and we're going to do our very last row together. So we're just going to chain up 1, and in the same space that's coming up, there'll be 3 double crochet, 5 trebles, 3 double crochet, and then a slip stitch, and I'm gonna leave that for you. So remember, it's 3 double crochet, 5 trebles, 3 double crochet, and then a slip stitch, and then when you go to move the next one on, you chain 1 first and then do the next one. So it's 3 double crochet, 5 trebles, 3 double crochet, and a slip stitch, and then chain 1 to move on. Please do this for round number 7. So I've now just come all the way around on the 7th round. So I've already done my slip stitch to the last space and then just join it to the first with the slip stitch to lock it. Now what we have to do is that we have to fasten this off. So this strand that we're about to fasten off is the end, and you're going to want to weave that in back and forth on the back side. So just turn it over, and you see how open it is? That's why the other strand is existing there, so that we can pull that a little bit closer together. Okay, so just dragging it through the back side. So once, twice, and 3 times is a charm. Now we want to take the other strand, and you're going to want to put it through the tapestry needle to be able to drag it through the rest of the section. So what I would do is a little bit of a spiraling effect, as you saw in the other example. So right where we're sitting, so grab right between the 2 petals. So you're just gonna grab there. It's the same color, so you can pretty much get away with a lot of stuff. So just pull it through there, but I would not pull tight on it until you're ready. So then go to the next between the 2 petals, and you're gonna continue to spiral around. So once you've gone pretty much all the way around on this level, then you're going to jump up. Okay, so here you can see this where we started, so we're gonna go back there, and what I want to do is that I want to pull that now, so we can pull at least the center part section in and turn it over and take a look. So you just want to pull, just hold it, and see it's pulling the petals underneath the first. So once you're happy with that, and you can always retighten it later before you fasten off, of course. So then you're gonna go in the next level around. Now if you don't want the back side exposed, you can always do round circles and then just sew the round circle to the back. It doesn't say to do that, but it's always something that's in your back pocket if you ever think that it's not going to be conducive for you. And then I'm coming all the way back around on this one, and then I'm going to pull on it again. So just pull on it and see what it looks like, and that should pull the next layer, and you might want to just push it down and pull. And so you want to continue to do that. So if you feel it's done, then it's done, but if you would like to do your last round, you can do so as well, and then that will conclude that off. So I think you know what you're doing at this point. I'll meet you at the end of this section in just a second. Okay, once you're happy with the final look, then all you can just do then is secure this end. So just tie it at the back so that it won't slide out. There you go. And then I'm just going to drag it through some of the stitch work on the back side as well. Drag it back and forth a total of 3 times like you did with the outside edge. And then this will conclude off the full flower. So the dog's jumping up and down on the bed, unless it's Daniel. Okay, so that's what it will look like. And there is the front, and we have like stems and stuff that you can always add for this particular item so that you can have a really cute look. So now let's move along to the Rosebud. So what we're going to do is that you can do pretty much any color with it. So this is actually like the big one, but it's a lot more simpler, and so instead of it being open, it's still in budding format where it's about to open. So we're gonna begin to do this next, and we still use the same size hook and same yarn. So let's continue. So 1 and 2, and then we're going to begin round number 1. In round number 1, second chain from the hook, which is the beginning one, you are going to place 5 single crochets into that stitch or into that chain. So 1, 2, it's gonna be tight there for a bit, 3, 4, and 5. And then it says slip stitch to the beginning one. So if you're not sure which one it is, just count it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As an experienced crocheter, I always count back, but if you can see it and you don't need to, all the power to you. And let's move on to round number 2. So we have to watch the beginning of this one here. So it says to chain 1, and it says into the next stitch. It's not saying going into the same one as the join, so we have to go all the way to the next stitch, and it says to put in 2 single crochet. So the secret is so it's gonna be 2 single crochet and then 1, 2 single crochet and then 1. The secret is that we have to get to the number 8 single crochets all the way around. So you put 2 into the first one, so 1 and 2, and then the next one is 1 by itself, so I will say this is 3, and then the next one has 2 in it, so this is 4 and 5, and the next one is 1 by itself, so this is 6, and the next one is 7 and 8, and technically it's the last one, and then you're going to join it to the beginning one. So if you're not sure, just count back 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that's where you're going to join that. And let's move on to round number 3. So like number 2, it says to chain 1, and it says to start into the next one. It doesn't say to start in the same one as the join, and I've already gone through this before, so I know this is to be accurate too. So you're going to maintain then 2 single crochet into the next one. So skip the one that's joining. So 2 into the first one, and then it says 1 single crochet in the next, and you're gonna do that 4 times. So if you want to count to the number 12, so this is 1, 2, 3, the next one has 2 into it, this is 4 and 5, the next one is 1, this is 6, the next one has 2, that's 7 and 8, next one has 1, this is 9, next one has 2, it's 10 and 11, and then the last one is 1 by itself, which gives you the number 12. If you're not sure, just count it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and that's where you'll join. And this will be the end of this color, so let's just zap this color out, and let's show you how to do that quickly. Just trim your yarn and pull in, and you'll want to use a tapestry needle for this. Okay, so you want to do that and just go to the inside of it and back and forth a total of 3 times. You'll want to get rid of that starting strand as well, so make sure you get rid of that. You can do the same method if you crocheted right over top of it when you did the first round, then you'll be good to go. And that's what I did, so I could just trim that, and we're gonna move on to round number 4 using the color of the bud that you prefer. I'm going to be using purple. So starting in any one, and what I would do is create a slip knot, and there's going to be 12 single crochets all the way around. It doesn't say that in the pattern, but that's what it is, because it's just saying 1 single crochet into each, and the last round was 12, so this has to be 12. So going into a back loop only. So if you're new to crochet, there's 2 loops that make up a stitch. The first loop is the front loop, and the one in behind is the back loop, and I want you to go to the back loop. I'm showing you a standing single crochet right now, so you can either attach and then chain 1 in single crochet, but it always will stand out. So if you put it onto the hook already and then pull it through, you'll have 2 loops, pull through the 2, and that's a standing single crochet. So I want you to have 12 going all the way around, so just count it out. So the next one in the back loop only will be 2, and go right up over top of the straggler to trap it underneath. This is 3, it's 4, and where it's joining is always questionable on how it looks. Okay, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. So 12 takes you all the way to the end, and then you're just going to just join it to the first single crochet that you had, and this was round number 4. If you went up over top of the straggler, please just trim that out, and we're going to carry on into round number 5. So now we're going to chain 1, and it does say to do 1 single crochet in the same space as the last stitch, so that's the join, and then it says to miss the next single crochet, so miss the next one and put 5 single crochets into the one after that. So you'll count those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it states to, that's a shell, so it says miss the next single crochet and then single crochet the next one after that, and then do the same thing again. So miss the next one and then do 5 single crochets into the same one. So this is 2, 3, 4, and 5. Miss the next one, single crochet in the next, miss the next one, and this is the last shell that's going in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then miss the next one. You've already done the single crochet in the first one, so that's where you're going to join, and that will conclude round number 5. Now the next section is just like doing the larger flowers, how we went in behind as we did those slip stitching. So we're going to start with the chain 1, and we're going to single crochet into the same space as the join, and then you're going to chain a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is like the large flowers, so go in between the 2 shells and just go in behind. It's tight, and just grab anything that's there, just a strand, just to hold it. At the end of this, you don't need to gather it like you would with the full flower. And there's going to be a total of 3 chain 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then move to the next one. So just right between the 2 and flip it. I found this one to be much tighter to work with, so I'm not going to deny that for you today. There's no point lying to you because you're gonna see it yourself. Okay, so this is the second one of the chaining 4, so chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it says slip stitch into the first one of the single crochet. So just there, and that will conclude then round number 6. So you should have 3 groups of chain 4 spaces. This is your final round, so you're gonna chain 1, and then in each chain 4 space, there's only 3 of them, it's going to be 4 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 single crochet, and then a slip stitch, and you'll do that in each. So to advance, you're gonna chain 1. I believe I already did it. If I didn't, you probably won't tell anyway, but let's just say that I did it. And you're going to put in 4 double crochet into the next chain 4 space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet, but you're not done. You have to slip stitch as well. So to do the next one, you're going to chain 1 and go to the next chain 4 space. It's right in behind. So just peel things forward, and then do 4 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 single, and 1 slip stitch, and do that then on this one and the final chain 4 space, and I'll see you back here in a moment. So I've just slip stitched into the last one, and then I'm just going to join it to the beginning with a slip stitch, and that will conclude this off. So then all I'm just going to do is just trim. I've already shown you how to weave this in before, but just pull it through and stick to the back side of the, or the inside of the flower in this case. So when you do it, just pull it and then drag it through the inside and go once, and you don't need to gather this, as I mentioned already, and go back and forth 3 times, and that stays on the inside of the flower, and you just have to shape it and this will be your flower bud. So you have this one, and then you have your open flower, and then your stems and stuff can go with that, and we'll start with the stem next. So let's do your stem next, and the stem is just a chain with just single crochet going back and forth, and it's finished on both sides. To have the strength of it, then you're going to just feed a floral wire into this thing, and so that it will be not floppy. So you can do that, and you could also put the floral wire so it's on top of it, so that you can, when you do your single crochet across, it'll be technically on the inside of that as well. So you can decide either way that you would like to do it, and then we'll do the leaves as the final today. So let's start off with the stem. You're going to use your stem color, could be any color you wish. Mine's gonna be green. I know, surprise. So you're going to chain 51. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go all the way to 51. See me back here in just a moment. Once you have your 51 on here, second chain from the hook, turn it to the back hump of the chain and single crochet all the way across your chain, and that will conclude your stem. And I'll be back in just a moment. We'll quickly just review on how to fasten this off, and then I'll be right back. So just single crochet across your chain on the back hump, and I'll see you at the next part. So I'm just crocheting myself all the way back across my chain right to the end, and then I'm just going to trim, and then just do what I did with before. So do it both ends, just dragging it inside of the stem, a total of 3 times. I know, a big shocker. So just stay on the inside. So just go through once, and when you pull on it, don't change the shape. And you're gonna do this with both. So twice, and then 3 times. Okay, and do the other one, and that's it for the stem. So let's review on doing a leaf. I haven't fastened this yarn off yet. So it's gonna see that we're gonna start with the chain. We're going to work our way across. We're gonna zip around the chain, and then we're gonna finish off, and then you will sew this to your stem, or you could tie it on as well. So let's begin to do the leaf. Okay, the leaf is pretty quick. It's just going to start with a slip knot and chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can second chain from the hook. You're going to single crochet. The next one you're going to half double crochet, and then the next one you're going to double crochet, which then leaves the last chain. In the last chain you are going to put 5 double crochets so that it will zip around. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then see how I just naturally turned it upside down. So just keep going. So the first stitch is right here. That's going to be a double. Go right up over top of the straggler to hide that in. So I'm on the underside of the chain at this time. So you'll double in the first one, and then the next one you'll do a half. So you're just going back smaller again. The next one is a single, and you're not quite done. You're going to slip stitch to the first single to conclude that, and then it will be nice and pointy. So therefore you can do that and just pull it through, and then just you already know how to weave in your end, so just turn the leaf upside down and go back and forth 3 times to hide that in, and I'll show you how to attach to the stem. So with attaching the leaves, you can go the same height if you wish. I know flowers are not necessarily always the same leaf height, but they can be, and some are, some are not. And then you're just going to lay that down and decide how far you want to do this. So the point will face outward, and it will see it's naturally curly, so you can decide where you would like to put it. Now the flowers can attach to the stem, so you can have that if you want to, or you could have the bud. And so you can attach that, and that's pretty cool. And so what you want to do is you really will want to feed the wire in before you attach it there, and you got to make sure that the wire is strong enough. So what I did for myself is that I tied mine, and it seems like it holds. So if I hold it up like this, you see it's still holding its own. So what I would like to do then is just trim enough yarn so that you can tie it. And the trick is that you have to think about how it's going to attach here. So you're just going to go to the underside and just grab a piece of it and the stems look different from side to side. See how different it looks? So I want to attach it so that the side, the good side, is facing up. So I want to attach it, and when I go to attach it, I want to attach it so that the hook comes from underneath. And I'm gonna pull a yarn strand through. If I go the other way, the knot will be on the front side of the stem, and I don't want that. So then I'm gonna turn it upside down, and this is where I'm gonna tie it. If you would like to sew it, all the power to you. And I don't mean that in a mean way. Just, you can do that if you wish. So if you tie it really tight, you can just zap it right out and just trim. And then you'll do the same. So just turn it to the good side again and decide where you're going to position the next sleeve and do the exact same thing. So at this time I have all the components done. I just haven't floral wired anything, so I'm gonna leave that for you, and then you can attach then the stem to this. You know, you could also do a shadow box. Like, I'm really kind of thinking about that, and you could do really kind of fun stuff in a shadow box and just kind of lay things out and just attach things. You can either tie it or you can sew it, and that's something that I will leave in your capable hands. So this is the Rose Bouquet by yarnspirations.com. Hopefully you enjoy, and we'll see you again next time.